What's up, fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius? Welcome to this general reading. We're going to pull some tarot cards for you. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something or better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside. They may resonate for you at a future date, sometimes not at all. So if it feels strange or foreign, put it on the shelf. Maybe don't act on it immediately. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice or guidance, a little check-in. That being said, let's try and have some fun and get you some helpful, insightful messages. Here we go. For my fire signs. Oop, my deck in reverse. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to read this as past, present, future, what you need to release and what you need to embrace. So interestingly enough, you have the Devil card, but it actually came out in reverse. I almost feel like you're facing your demons, like you're conquering your fears. Perhaps a situation that kept you stuck or entangled in something, a situation that just wasn't the healthiest. That seems to be in reverse. It may or may not have to do with the Capricorn. It certainly doesn't have to. But this actually feels like you're coming into your strength. And the reason I think that's even more emphasized is you have the Five of Wands coming in, which is a card of the fighter. It's a card of the warrior. It's Leo spirit, right? So it's that sun energy. It's that identity. It's your core being. Putting your energy to fighting for something you believe in, fighting for yourself. It can be conflicts. It can be, petty arguments. But in this case, I think it's warranted because whatever you're fighting for, it seems like you're getting out of a situation that was hindering your freedom, your ability to enjoy life. We don't really like the negative connotations of the Devil card anyway. It certainly does have positive ones too. But yeah, it seems like you're putting energy forward to win the battle of some kind. And what I love is in your future outcome here, you have the High Priestess, which is to me is like you're restoring inner peace. There's something kind of Libra-esque a little bit about this High Priestess. I associate it strongly with Cancerian energy. That being said, there's something about sort of the Two of Swords woman who is, she has to go internally to find her inner balance. She blocks out the world around her to go within. I sort of see this as you coming out of that Two of Swords and coming out sort of like victorious. And I guess what I mean by that is there were especially maybe some internal battles that you were fighting, but you seem to be coming at it from a different place now and able to find some sort of peace of mind. There may be some sort of culmination or conclusion with the full moon. I think it's happening September 29th. I don't like to say these readings are date specific. I think you find them when you're supposed to. But that being said, for those who are watching, when this video is released, there may be some sort of culmination with the full moon in Aries, I believe, September 29th. I say that because of the strong moon energy of that card. There's like emotional freedom, something that you felt like you were shackled to emotionally, or it may even have to do with something with the family. You have some interesting kind of polarity of Capricorn, Cancerian energy. So that can certainly be issues of the house, issues of the home, the family, your inner identity, your family identity, versus you out in the world, the working world, the career world, your public status, your reputation, things of that sort. So there may have been great conflict between those two things. So for some of you, it may be as simple as just finding better work-life balance, right? Feeling like you're able to be present when you're with your family, with your partner, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And for others of you, it may have to do with feeling like maybe you needed to, I don't want to say lean into, that's kind of a weird way of phrasing it, but maybe family was taking up a majority of your time and your headspace. Maybe there were important matters to do with the house or the home, something of that sort. In which case, it seems like you're able to sort of come at it from a new perspective and understand that, anything in excess can be unhealthy. So maybe it's good to have some boundaries there and then be able to be fully present when you are at work or out of the home or whatever that means for you, your career, your job, even your personal life, right? So then what's interesting is what you need to release. You have the Two of Cups, which is usually kind of one of my favorite cards of like dating and new romance. It may have to do with a relationship though, for some of you fire signs. It could be, for some of you, I mentioned Cancerian, Capricorn, Libra energy. There could be a relationship that's coming to a close and you understand that, with that, it's making space for new things in your life, but maybe there was sort of an internal struggle to let that person go, even if it was fresh, even if it was a few weeks. I'm a firm believer that you can fall in love in any amount of time, whether it's years or days, right? So for some of you, it seems like there may have been internal conflict of letting someone go, but something about that relationship wasn't healthy. Something about that relationship would have kept you stuck or sort of thrown you off course to pursue something greater, your destiny, to become who you really are. Something about like I'm hearing the word like identity, especially with the High Priestess and Cancerian energy. It's like the life you're meant to build. Something about that relationship was sort of hindering it. So for some of you, there's a relationship you had to let go of. Others of you, there may have been like, a drag out conflict, bickering, arguing with a person, and you're just realizing that it's outrun its course. Like even if this relationship at one point was healthy, right now it seems like the universe is saying it's okay to let it go, or not only okay to let it go, it's very necessary, right? Because if we choose to stay in something dark or negative or something that impedes our growth as a spiritual being, right, where I was growing and developing, that's when the Tower card tends to come in and quote unquote rescue us, but it's not always in the most comfortable way. So that's what I really love about this. It's like you're empowered enough to take control of your life and step up and be like, you know what? No, not going to do that anymore. And it's bringing peace to your life. Like this card feels so good in opposition to that. I really like that. There's very strong feminine power in this reading, whether you yourself are male or female. So you can take that a couple different ways. It could be that there's a very strong female taking an active role in their life, and before maybe they felt muted or felt like they didn't have the power to do so, or it could be that you were escaping a relationship where there was an overpowering or controlling female. That can go a couple ways. Let's see. Others of you, this really is a story of like independence too. It's funny, you have relationship cards in both what you need to release and what you need to embrace. So we'll talk about that too. But for some of you, I could also maybe view this through the eyes of needing to let go of a relationship that was very hard to let go of. So you guys know this if you're familiar with my channel. I don't predict anything scary. I don't predict death. That's not what I'm asked to relay, right? But if that rings true for you, right? If you've recently lost someone that you love, maybe just via distance, right? Maybe your best friend moved across the country, whatever it is. There could be a relationship where the universe is saying like, there's something about it that you've outgrown and you can't necessarily put effort into fighting for it anymore, in which case that could be this beautiful like releasing of something. The idea of understanding when things have run its course, that there is time constraints, there's limitations, there's challenges and obstacles and oppositions, and knowing, what is the serenity prayer? It's like knowing what you can control and what you can't control, and the power to know the difference. I kind of botched that, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. Knowing that you only have so much energy and output, so it's like you may as well invest that in things that you can control and things that you can change, and more or less things that bring you peace and a sense of positivity, a sense of empowerment and happiness and joy, right? Things that make you feel nurtured and taken care of and nourished. Yeah. So then, let's see. So then coming up in what you need to embrace, you have the Four of Wands, which is an interesting depiction of the Four of Wands, because I sometimes associate this with like a marriage card, or building a very solid foundation in a romantic relationship or whatever it is. It can sometimes be a card of moving house. This one's a little bit different though, so I'm tending to want to read it as something different, because it seems like there's a release of a relationship, and with that, there's this embracing of, it's almost like this new identity that you have, being independent or being single or being, and for some of you, it's the complete opposite. It's like if you got married, it's like you're embracing this new identity as, releasing the dating versus moving into the marriage. That could certainly be this too. There's a couple different messages coming through, which tends to happen when I do these kind of elemental sign, lumped together, Aries, Leo, Sag. I'm for this, I'm hearing the word judgment. So it has to do with freeing yourself from the judgment of other people and, your identity or association with a certain person or a certain, I suppose it could be something at work, a certain job, a certain role, a certain title. There is such a huge message about facing your fear here. And I'm not, what scares you? I'm not really sure. There's going to be a lot of different answers out there, but that's the theme in this reading, is understanding that your fear is what's controlled you. Your fear is what's holds you back. So the minute you recognize that and identify it and more or less, kind of talk yourself into this warrior mode of, I'm in control of me, and, this is just a thought. It's not a reality. It's not real. You kind of enter into this new chapter in your life where you find more peace. I'm sort of curious to find more about this, though. Yeah, the mask starts to drop, I'm hearing. So again, this like liberation of understanding who you were all along and how much whatever situation you were in was holding you back. And it's not about, the blame game. Ultimately, you chose to tango with this or participate in it. And again, maybe it was good and healthy for a while, whatever it was. But there's just this new realization that, I don't know, in this new chapter, the mask falls off and there isn't this need to perform or worry about what people think, or it feels like a great exhale, like you can be yourself again. I like that. Also, I think whenever there's a, Saturnian energy, planet Saturn, it is about the harsh reality of things, right? And there's always a balance. Again, I'm really feeling Libra energy in this reading too. There's a balance of, understanding that yes, there's always going to be obstacles and challenges and struggles. We can't sugarcoat it. We can't pretend that it's not there. But there's also this balance of understanding that there are good things too, right? It's not all evil. It's not all bad. For some of you, there's this lesson too of embracing the reality of what is, letting go of perfection, that idea of needing to perform or put on appearances or whatever the phrasing is. This idea of living in like fantasy world of what something could be or should be or how you envisioned it versus understanding that it's maybe not that, but it doesn't mean it's not good. It doesn't mean that it's not right for you. It's just this understanding of what actually fits and what is right versus, again, upholding appearances. That's coming through as well. All right, let's see. Let's get you an animal card for my fire signs. Ooh, Scorpio at the bottom. A little scorpion energy. Let's shuffle these up. These are sticking. Oh, ooh, love it. Zebra. I'm going to read from the book. Let's see. The zebra. I think I missed it. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, here we go. The zebra. Eccentric, creative, visionary. Zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens our minds. Be prepared. Their potent magic is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldview while having a blast. Zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. When in balance, it means worldly, enthusiastic, and fashion-forward. When out of balance, it means jaded, pouty, and vain. To bring it into balance, have an epic adventure or participate in art. This something about Aquarian and Taurus energy were coming through when I was reading that too. It could be that you're partaking in a new relationship with someone who kind of has that zebra vibe, and it's almost like sort of I'm hearing mirroring. There's a desire to mirror sort of a lifestyle that you see someone living. And again, that understanding that could be my reality. Yes, I have limitations. Yes, I'm a different person, but just because they have it doesn't mean I can't. There's an understanding about certain relationships, those that have run their course, and maybe ones that you want to embrace more. I also see you sort of putting someone up on a pedestal as sort of maybe someone you admire greatly or someone you'd like to connect with or learn from. It could quite literally be like a teacher of some kind, maybe in your career. But again, for some of you, it's almost like there's a friend or just someone maybe on the outskirts of like, a mutual connection, someone you kind of know, but you almost want to emulate them or mirror what they've done. I wouldn't necessarily recommend, doing it word for word, right? You know, make it your own, honor who you are. That's your sun, that's your identity, right? As a fire sign. But that being said, there's no reason not to network with them and connect with them and ask them questions, right? Be curious, you know, find out the secret to their success. How did they do it? And then, yeah, maybe you're forming some new plan or new strategy of how you're going to go about your life. There could also be just a lot of interest in like spiritual readings and spiritual matters right now too. Just diving into books, you know, audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube stuff, kind of going down that rabbit hole of sort of living with a new purpose, living for a new reason. And maybe that reason has changed because of a relationship that has exited or again, just run its course. It's neither good or bad. It just simply is. And last but not least, let's get you one of these. I like this reading, guys. It seems positive. And it also seems like you need to be congratulated for getting yourselves out of a situation that was overdue. It had run its course, and you're finding your way out, or you've already found your way out. So hang in there. Hang tough. Like New Kids on the Block. 13. I am confident. You are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goal. All right, fire signs, that's what I got for you this week. Please remember to like the video, share, subscribe, book a personal reading if you so desire. I will see you very soon for more tarot readings. Thanks, guys. Bye.